Hi, I'm Cindy. Sometimes I sit here and wonder how on earth I ended up in this mess. I'm waiting for those first 6 months of my marriage to be over so I can get a divorce, but it feels like waiting for an eternity. You could call it destiny, fate, or maybe just plain stupidity on my part. Marrying Josh was probably the worst decision I ever made. You know, it's funny how things worked out. If I look back, I would say my story with Josh began with my childhood friend Becky. She and I had been best friends since as far back as memory serves. We did everything together, from playing in the park to sharing our deepest secrets. And then there was college. We both went to different colleges and somehow, fate had its way of meddling in our lives. Josh and Becky went to the same college and they were more than friends. They dated for a while, but it did not last long. They figured they were too different, so they parted ways romantically but decided to stay friends. Things took an interesting turn when Becky invited Josh to her birthday party one summer after they had broken up. Now you've got to know something about Josh. He is charismatic, clever with his words, and oh so handsome. It was not long before he started his classic one-liners, throwing jokes and compliments around me.
Hey there, gorgeous. I can't help notice you're stealing the spotlight at this party.
Well, that's a smooth start. Thanks, I guess. I'm Cindy, by the way.
Josh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Cindy. I must say, you have a dazzling smile.
Josh? Becky's ex-boyfriend from college? Becky and I have had endless conversations about you. Becky used to call me late at night telling me all about how you made her upset.
Oh, really? You have been hearing stories about me? I hope they were all good ones.
Becky joined us.
Well, look who's getting chatty. Hey, you two. Cindy, meet Josh, my ex. Josh, meet my best friend in the whole wide world, Cindy.
Hi again.
Nice to meet your best friend. I was just telling her how she's the life of this party.
Oh, don't mind him. He flatters everyone. But Cindy, you must be something special for Josh to get all chatty.
Oh, I'm nothing special.
And don't think I didn't notice, Cindy. There's a sparkle in your eyes when you talk to him. Look at the chemistry already. I know it when you find someone attractive. You know, even though Josh is my ex, I wouldn't mind if you two hit it off.
No, Becky, it's nothing like that.
Trust me, there are no issues here. We broke up because we were better off as friends, and we dated for just 1 week? It was nothing. I can see you two have a lot in common. You're both into indie music, you love hiking, and you both have a killer sense of humor. If that's not a match made in heaven, I don't know what is.
See, Cindy, the stars have aligned for us tonight. Becky and I were just kids back in college, just messing around for a week during our freshman year. So, how about I get your number?
Come on, Cindy, give him your number.
Well, sure, you can have it. We can hang out, I guess.
You guys should officially call me Cupid.
So there we were, caught up in this unexpected romance that neither of us saw coming. It was almost unreal how similar our tastes were. We both adored those aimless late-night drives where the road was our only guide. And oh, don't get me started on our shared obsession with classic indie and those epic hikes we went on. It was like we had been cut from the same cloth, meant to be together. We were happy, seriously happy. Ours was the kind of relationship that felt as natural as breathing. No need for extravagant gestures or expensive gifts. Our love was rooted in the little things. His morning smile, that surprise cup of coffee he would make just the way I liked it, and those cozy evenings binge watching our favorite TV shows. It was the simple, everyday moments that made our love so darn special. 4 years zipped by before we could catch our breath. We would often joke about how this was the longest relationship for both of us. We were both just so reluctant to let go. But then came the moment that would change everything. There was Josh, all jittery and nervous, holding out the most gorgeous ring I have ever laid eyes on. He asked me to be his forever, and my answer was yes. You'd think life would continue to be all sunshine and rainbows after the engagement, but that wasn't quite the case. The first sign of trouble was Becky's change in behavior. It was like someone had flipped a switch.
Cindy, we have been best friends for so long, right?
Of course, Becky, you're like a sister to me.
That's what I thought too. And you know I have always been honest with you, and even when the truth is hard to hear.
What's on your mind?
Cindy, I'm just really concerned about this whole engagement with Josh. I mean, are you sure about this? He's not exactly the poster child for settling down. He had his fair share of adventures, and this commitment stuff? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like him. You know what they say, once a playboy, always a playboy?
Becky, Josh and I have been together for more than 4 years. I know his past, but we have grown and changed a lot since college. He is serious about this, I promise.
I just don't want you to make a mistake, Cindy. There's still time to break off this engagement and maybe save yourself a lot of heartache down the road.
I appreciate your concern, Becky, but I love Josh. He's the one I want to spend my life with. You know, it felt like Becky was trying to tell me something. Every time we had a moment alone, she would drop hints and warnings, making it clear that she had serious reservations about Josh and me. It was so frustrating because I could never tell if she genuinely cared about my happiness or if there was something else going on. But the moment we were with Josh, she transformed back into the supportive, sweet friend I had always known, leaving me in utter confusion. But then one day, when Josh was driving me to the mall, I found something in his car. It was a woman's earring, and it clearly did not belong to me. Josh, care to explain whose earring this is?
Whose earring? I have no idea, babe. Are you sure it's not yours?
Josh, seriously? You think I would mistake my own earring for someone else's? Don't insult me like that. I'm not that dumb.
Okay.
Maybe someone left in the car, or it got mixed up when I was cleaning. I swear, I have not been with anyone else, Cindy. You are the only one for me. You have already been so stressed with the wedding prep, maybe you forgot about it, or maybe a cousin dropped it. She came to stay with us for a week, and we used my car 100 times, remember? You want me to believe nothing happened?
Look, I get it seems weird, but I promise, I have not been with anyone else. I love you, Cindy. Here, you can check my phone.
I went through Josh's phone. As I scrolled through his messages, I could only see female work colleague and her sisters in there. And then there was Becky. Her message seemed friendly on the surface. Okay. I did not find anything here, but hey, drop me at Becky's. I just need a break. I thought talking to Becky would clear things up. I told her about the earrings I had found in Josh's car, hoping she would reassure me it was a misunderstanding. But instead, she made it even more confusing. It was like she wanted me to overthink, to doubt Josh. At that moment, I realized I had overreacted. I should have trusted Josh and given him the benefit of the doubt. Becky's cryptic advice was only causing more problems in my head, and I decided to call an Uber and head home. Josh, I'm really sorry for doubting you about the earring thing. It's just that things got into my head and I overreacted.
Hey, it's okay, Cindy. We all have our moments. Maybe the wedding preparations are just getting to you. How about we take a break this weekend? We could go to my mom's place. It's just a 2-hour drive. There's a beautiful beach there, and you can relax, clear your mind, and enjoy yourself. My mom would love to see us.
That sounds wonderful, Josh. I would love to get away for a bit and spend some quality time together. So there we were, at Josh's mom, Michelle's place for the weekend. I had not seen her much, just a couple of times, and we hadn't had many chances to chat. She lived in this cozy house near the ocean, which was pretty idyllic. I must admit, the whole setting was calm, and Michelle had the soothing presence like she could put anyone at ease. Josh decided to head out to catch up with his old pals that night, so I thought it might be a good opportunity to get to know Michelle better. I mean, after all, she was going to be my mother-in-law soon, and it would be great to have a solid connection with her. Michelle suggested she could teach me how to make these chai sugar cookies Josh loved, so there we were in the kitchen baking and chatting. Cindy, I heard about your mother. I'm so sorry to hear she passed away when you were young. Thank you, Michelle. It was really tough. She died while giving birth to my little brother, and I was only 2 years old. I don't remember much, but my family always told me how much she loved us. Losing a parent at such a young age must have been incredibly difficult for you. It was. I always wish I had the chance to have a close relationship with her. Sometimes life takes unexpected turns. After I separated from Josh's dad, I ended up living in this peaceful, quiet life near the ocean. It has given me a lot of time to reflect and find contentment in simplicity. It sounds lovely, Michelle. Sometimes I wonder if my mom is watching over me. I believe that the people we love never really leave us. They stay with us in the memories we hold and the lessons they have taught us. Your words are really comforting, Michelle. I feel like we're getting to know each other on a whole new level. I can see why Josh admires you so much.
Cindy, I want you to know that while I could never replace your mother, I'm here for you. You're a wonderful person, and I already feel a connection with you. I want you to think of me as your mother, too. You can always come to me for help or advice. So this weekend getaway to Michelle's place was truly a breath of fresh air. I mean, I couldn't have imagined a more wonderful mother-in-law. Seriously, this woman was pure gold. Her vibes were so comforting, and I just clicked with her. It's funny how my doubts about marrying Josh started melting away. I mean, this lady had raised my man, and she did a fantastic job. The wedding was just a month away, and things seemed to be on fast forward. I had Becky as my maid of honor, and she did not exactly do her job. It seemed like she didn't want to be a part of my wedding, but I didn't have time to focus on that negativity. I took matters into my own hands and didn't depend on her much. On the big day, as I walked down the aisle, I saw my dad and my little brother with tears in their eyes. That was such a beautiful moment. It was difficult for me to believe that it was actually happening. The entire wedding was a blast. We partied, danced, and celebrated. I felt so lucky to have married Josh, and becoming a part of his family felt like the best decision ever. It was our very first day as a married couple, and I was determined to make it special. Josh had to head off to work early in the morning, and he mentioned he would be back late at night, so I thought, why not surprise him with a delicious meal featuring all his favorites? I decided to go all out to make our first day as a married couple special. The first half of my day was all about getting the groceries I needed for the dishes on my special menu. I must have wandered through every aisle in the grocery store, making sure I got the best ingredients for our dinner. And the second half of the day, I was in full chef mode, cooking up a storm. I had everything ready by 7 p.m., and I was pretty pleased with how it all turned out. But then I remembered something. Michelle had once mentioned the special vegetable soup she used to make, a family recipe with a mix of secret spices. She said it was Josh's absolute favorite. I had some more time on my hands as Josh said he would not be home before 11, so I texted Michelle and asked her the recipe. Hey, Michelle, I'm planning a special dinner for Josh tonight, and I remembered you mentioning a very specific vegetable soup recipe that he loves. Mind sharing it with me? I would love to surprise him with it. Hi, Cindy. Of course. I would be happy to share the recipe. Let me know how it turns out to be. Michelle sent me the recipe and I made the soup for Josh and everything was ready. The food had gone cold and I could not shake the feeling that something was wrong. It was 11 p.m. and there was still no sign of him. I called and texted, but he was not answering. I started to worry. My mind racing with 1,000 possibilities. Was he okay? Did something happen at work? Just then, Michelle texted me. I hope the soup turned out okay. Are you guys enjoying the dinner? Josh isn't back from work yet. Oh, it's quite late. I will be up for some more time. Will you text me when he gets back so I know he's safe? Sure, I will. It was around 12:30 a.m. when my phone finally rang, and I saw Josh's name on the screen. Josh, where are you? I've been so worried. It's almost 1 a.m. and you haven't come home.
I'm so sorry, Cindy. I had to leave for the hospital and I've been in here since 10 p.m., honey. My mom. She called me. She has gotten really sick. I don't know if I'll make it home until tomorrow evening or even later.
Oh, but Josh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope your mom will be okay. Do you want me to come over to the hospital? You must be really stressed, and I could be there to support you.
No, it's okay, Cindy. My dad's here too, and we're handling everything. Don't worry if I don't pick up your calls for a while. Things are intense here.
Oh, okay, sure. I could not believe Josh had lied to me like that. Coming up with such a significant lie out of nowhere? There was no way Michelle was sick. I had been texting with her. At that moment, I just played along because I did not know how to react. I was torn between confronting him and wanting to dig deeper into the situation. I felt lost and unsure about what to do next. Desperate for answers, I decided to check our iPad, which had access to the GPS of both our cars. Maybe I could track his location and see where he was. I could not get a hold of his car's location, but to my surprise, I found a couple of Instagram notifications on the device. It turned out that Josh's Instagram account was logged in. A knot formed in my stomach as I opened the messages and discovered a chat with Becky. I began reading their text. The last text was from a week ago. Josh, one last time, please. Hugs and kisses.
Becky, this needs to stop. I'm going to get married.
Just come over this once. I promise I'll make it worth it.
Sure, I will come over tomorrow. I could not believe my eyes. I scrolled further. Becky, I know you dropped that earring just to sabotage my relationship. Cindy was so suspicious of me today. Why are you doing this? You know all of this is casual.
Josh, even if it's casual, you know you're addicted to me. Laugh out loud.
I stopped reading further. I could not bear to see more of their texts. I knew what I needed to know. At that moment, I felt utterly betrayed by both of them. I had no idea who to turn to. I felt alone, lost, and heartbroken. I knew one thing for sure. I needed someone to talk to. Someone who could understand. I couldn't call my dad and brother. They lived 6 hours away from me, and they'd be devastated to hear what happened, and they would be super worried. So, I decided to call Michelle. I dialed her number, my hands trembling.
Hello, Cindy? Is everything okay?
You sound upset. Is Josh home? No, Michelle, everything's not okay. Josh isn't home, and I just found out something. Something I can't believe is happening.
Take a deep breath, dear.
What's going on? You can tell me. He has been lying to me. I just read his text with my best friend on our iPad. He's been cheating on me for God knows how long. I don't know what to do, Michelle. He called me and lied to me and said you were in the hospital very sick. He said he could not come home because he was with you. I think he's with Becky. I can't believe my own son would lie about something so serious. I'm so disappointed in his behavior. He even dragged my name into this mess. I just don't know what to do. Cindy, I have a plan. Why don't I meet you halfway and we both go to your friend's house? Crying will only make it worse. Let's catch them in the act and make them regret it. They need to understand that they have lost a gem like you. Would you really do that? Yes, honey, wipe your tears and get into your car. Michelle and I met halfway. When I arrived to pick her up, I could see the concern in her eyes. As soon as she stepped into my car, Michelle gave me a warm, comforting hug. As we began the hour-long drive to Becky's house, Michelle apologized on behalf of her son for his behavior and lies. We arrived at Becky's house and started knocking on the door. Becky answered the door and Michelle and I stormed inside her house without saying anything. And there he was, Josh, standing in his trunks.
Mom, Cindy, how did you guys know I was here?
You lied to me, Josh. You lied about your mom being in the hospital just so you could come here and be with Becky? You still remember we got married yesterday, right? How pathetic can you be?
Cindy, I'm so sorry, babe. I wanted to end things with Becky and I thought that getting married would be the fresh start we needed, but
she texted me threatening to expose our secret relationship if I did not meet her. She's a psychotic woman. She is obsessed with me.
I panicked and I made a terrible mistake.
This is unacceptable, Josh. You should have been loyal. And Becky, you should have respected Cindy's relationship. You both caused her a great deal of pain. I'm ashamed to call you my son.
Cindy, I'm so sorry for my part in this.
And there you were, pretending to care about me and protecting me from Josh when you were the one who was hell-bent on ruining my relationship. You could not have fooled me forever. I know you dropped that earring in Josh's car. And Josh, I know you've been sleeping with Becky and she didn't force you. I already read your previous text with her. This is so messed up. You guys wanted to be together? Why did you both drag me into this mess years ago?
I was so jealous, Cindy. I regretted my decision after seeing you and Josh so happy together. I wanted to have what you guys had, but I realize now how wrong I was.
Josh, you could not keep it in your pants, could you? You guys are free to be together now because everything between Josh and I is over.
No, Cindy, I love you and not her. Like I said, it was all supposed to be casual and it was meant to end when I got married.
So you thought cheating on me before we got married was all good, huh? I am done with you. I support you, Cindy. They don't deserve you.
How could you do that to your own son's mom?
It has been a month since that day, and 5 more to go before I can finally close this chapter and file for divorce. For now, I'm living with my dad, who's been there for me during this tough time. I'm also going through therapy to address the trust issues that have taken a hold. It was hard losing 2 of the people who have been in my life for so long at once, but I guess it's just part of life. I have learned that the best revenge is to be the most amazing version of yourself, and your enemies will defeat themselves before you get a chance to swing. But here's the silver lining to this whole mess. Michelle, my mother-in-law, has become a true friend.
We text often, and she is always there, ready to listen. She told me the whole situation has been pretty hard on Josh, and he broke up with Becky. If I'm being honest, I don't care about Josh or Becky anymore. I'm focusing on myself. I have read very few stories of nice and genuine mother-in-laws, so here I am making my contribution to the genre.